Good morning, hello, and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. I take this opportunity to thank everyone who has been viewing my channel and also liking it and subscribing to it and pressing on the bell button that will keep them notified with all my new episodes on dogs and animals. Today I take you to the story of dog shows. Our present problem and what we need to do. We need to address the system that was prevailing. Actually, as we all are aware, that our dog game went into the hands of a group of very unscrupulous people, the Syndicate. The Syndicate organized the entire, the majority of the dog game in the country, and they were sponsored by a group of very rich people with dogs. And what happened was very unfortunate. Our dog game, which was in the peak of popularity in the year 1995, when at the National Dog Show in Delhi, we had an entry of around 1,200 dogs. The show was, the president of the show was Mr. Ashutosh Dal Sharma, and I was fortunate to be one of the ring stewards and also associated with that great show in Delhi. Soon after, the dog game started falling from grace. People realized the glamour and the glit of the dog shows, and some people started getting in dogs, and soon they realized the best way is not to compete with dogs. They would get a few dogs, of course, which were imported, or but then if they could manage the organizers, the syndicate, a syndicate was thereby formed, which actually managed the entire shows for this group of people who actually paid their way to win every dog show in the country they contested. They brought in a galaxy of dogs, say 4, 5, 6, 7 dogs, and then they had managers to manage the the judges. The judges who came in were tutored as to what dogs they had to put up. And then the clubs were finally taken into control through this syndicate. So what happened across this country, most of the clubs, found out that it was a very easy way to realize expenses for all the international judges, and also all the expenses for running the show, 5-star hotel, lavish parties, and everything were sponsored by these people who managed the entire arrangement through this syndicate. The syndicate over these years have been minting money through its sycophants and stooges. And of course nowadays we see that there is a scurry of these sycophants trying to leave the syndicate because the dog world in India and around the world have known that India has become possibly the most corrupt dog game country in the world. Now, how it operated? It came to a stage where, they could call a club and say how much money you need, and so that's it. They said 1, 2, 3 lakhs, and that was paid. So the organizers, the secretary, everyone, they made money, they organized the show, and it was just those dogs that they dictated, and in the order, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, that would have to win. So it was a very sorry state of affairs that really ensued, and I can recall some incidences that I have been involved in. I remember I judged a show, and I possibly did not put up the dogs in the same order. They were nice dogs, of course. So I put up some dogs, and possibly I did not put up the dog. I was never told by anybody, but people expected that any Indian judge judging should be in the consultation with the syndicate, put up certain dogs which were going to win the Dog of the Year, Reserve Dog of the Year, and things like that, and so forth. So what happened, how these people actually corrupted the entire game was they not only went with their dogs, they went with so 5, 7, 10 people or 15 people. We were cheerleaders. They flew down from one part of the country to another with a galaxy of dogs and some foreign handlers, lady handlers and gent handlers, and then the show was already managed, so the information trickled down that this is the dogs that are going to win, and you could do nothing else. If you put up an ordinary person's dog, he might have a great dog, might have bred a great dog, and you would not only lose, not only be shouted at, jeered at the dog show, but possibilities you will never again be called for further shows. So fearing that, judges kept on promoting these people, and who even made you could see it was a common sight in dog shows with personal security guards that would actually arrive at dog shows with these exhibitors, and they would be all clad in safari suit and showing and pistols in their pockets, and they would be in a dog show. It not only killed the spirit of a dog show, it ruined the game over these years. And all this, the syndicate was responsible and minted money doing this continuously. So why the foreign judges? The Indian judges, of course, a few who could oblige and who managed. Only they could possibly manage some appointments, because you would only have to go to a show and just do what you were told by the club officials, because the club officials had already been paid for all the decor and everything else that I have been telling you all the time. Now, the cheerleaders traveled from part of the country. So what happened in the recent years? Earlier there were one or two rich people, doing that. But now it became there's so many people empowered and with money that everybody wanted to win. And they would divide their shows and their zones in between them. So what happened was the general people who actually loved dogs and kept good dogs and wanted to breed and show good dogs actually had to take the back seat. So it has been very unfortunate. I would suggest that how are you going to, these new clubs must take up a challenge as to see that only dogs with merit win. And all this drama of personal security guards and everything that that they do at dog shows should be done away with. I don't think that such exhibitors need to come to dog shows at all. They can send their dogs with handlers, not that they come and just to show off their money and the power and the all that looking after that because they're paid money to the club. It doesn't mean that you are going to spoil this great sport of ours. So I would request, of course, presently I am not judging because these are the things that have actually back of my mind. When I think of the days when we had great shows and lovely parties and lovely get-together at dog shows, and it was such a wonderful atmosphere, a picnic atmosphere that we all enjoyed. And from that it came to a stage where you go to a dog show and you're only going to see a drama. And having judged all over the world and in many countries, and it's been really a wonderful experience for me. But what I have seen in this country in the recent past, or the last 2 decades or so, has been very deplorable. And so the challenge in front of the new clubs and all the new judges is that you must evolve a system, take ideas from everybody whom you think would benefit the dog world, and accordingly there is a lot of cleansing and a lot of strong decisions that have to be taken by the new generation of dog people and dog lovers of this country. We have to make this sport of dogs and dog shows a great one. India has a vast potential. We have been importing numerous dogs of various breeds from all parts of the world. But when you come to a stage where what are we producing? What are we exporting? I see a big blank. Because people just bring in dogs, maybe, just bring in dogs and with handlers and things just to win dog shows. And they actually contribute nothing to the dog world of this country. Because everything is tutored. That dog may be a mediocre dog, but that dog has a foreign handler, a lady handler, who comes in for a few weeks, charges a huge amount of money, and then sort of the dog wins and maybe takes away the dog also with her. And the judges mostly who've been coming are, it's very, very sad that, of course, I don't blame them, because a lot of them are fantastic judges, and a lot of them even don't want to come to India to judge because of all this, because they're told what to put up and they will not agree. But there are many, maybe the majority of judges who come to this country, they not only they're coming on tourist visa, but they're not tourists, they're actually earning. They go back with a fantastic holiday, with some 5-7 star, looking after free travel, international travel, national travel, touring, and then a big shopping, a suitcase full of shopping from India. So with this, I would like to end today, and I will come back in my next episode, which will be also related to this topic, and I will tell you that how we could improve upon the situation and what are the remedies that we may think of to sort of enforce in our dog shows in the coming season. Thank you and bye for now. See you again soon.